Hey there, guys. This is David Bush, and I'm excited to bring another nurse health coach success story to all of you. Today, we get a chance to talk with Kitty. Kitty is up in the beautiful state of Wisconsin, and Kitty and I had a chance to meet a couple months ago, and we talked a little bit more about her goals and her dreams. And as a nurse, she was a little frustrated with where she was at, and she had a passion for changing her life, changing the lives of others, and had an interest in health coaching. And so I'm going to have her tell you in her own words about her background as a nurse and why she decided to get connected into the health coaching world. And we'll do a quick interview. So Kitty, welcome to our little video today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, we're so excited that you're here and get a chance to share your story with other nurses who are exploring health coaching as a career opportunity, and just, again, using your story to help others to begin to write their own or to maybe complete their own. Some people have made the decision, but maybe haven't made the decision to go all in and to actually make it a success like you have. So tell us a little bit about your nursing background. Where did you specialize in, and tell us a little bit about your education.
Sure. So I completed nursing school through Coachable University. It's a private school here in Wisconsin, La Crosse, Wisconsin. I've been a nurse for 8 years and have done a little bit of dabbling, if you will, from different departments. Started off just as a bedside nurse, working in med surg. Needed a little bit of a challenge, so cross-trained into obstetrics, doing some labor and delivery and postpartum care. And then after a year or so, moved on to doing some charge nurse supervisor, just kind of floor supervisor work, even dabbled in some administrative work in a long-term care facility. So over the past 8 years, I've done a little bit everywhere, if you will, and still just wasn't quite finding what that one thing was that I really wanted to do. Contemplated going back to school. I have my bachelor's and was looking at doing my master's, and just really was looking for something, but hadn't quite found what it was that I really was feeling my heart pulling to do. So yeah, that's kind of my nursing.
Yeah, so talk about that decision to start exploring outside the box options. You started looking at health coaching and the different opportunities with health coaching. Talk a little bit about that process and the process of reviewing the different programs and opportunities that are out there. What did you see?
Sure. So I had kind of my own personal health struggles, if you will, and really got in this kind of realm of nutrition and had to really kind of rein in what I was eating in order to make, just feel better. I had a bunch of tests and procedures and such, and no one was able to give me any definitive answers. But I found through the course of different nutritional guidance, if you will, that I was feeling better. And in that process, the idea of learning about nutrition and kind of that line of interest, if you will, led me to a couple of different websites that talked about health coaching. So I became pretty intrigued by this and did some research at different programs and kind of educational things, from certifications just to mostly online options, that sort of thing, and came across a little webinar, if you will, about health coaching geared toward nurses who, have already had a certain degree of education and have a little bit of knowledge base behind it, and how this particular program could play well into that. And so I just reached out for some more information and got in contact with you.
Yeah, well, it was such a great opportunity for the two of us to connect, and I've always been appreciative of your excitement and passion, your just willingness to learn. So you didn't have any background in business, you didn't have any background in being a health coach, you didn't have any advanced designation or certifications. You basically just raised your hand and said, I'd like to become a health coach. So talk about that process of learning to become a health coach and how the program and the process of becoming a health coach worked for you during your busy schedule. How did you fit it all in, and how did you get educated?
Right. So when I initially, talked to you on the phone and signed up in the first conversation, it was all a little too good to be true, but it's all kind of led up to those expectations that were presented at that first conversation. The concept of, learn while you go was great. I mean, in not participating as a true client in the program prior to signing on to be a coach, I was a little hesitant as to how I was going to relate to people. But since I've been able to experience a portion of that program and just having that experience as a coach and as a client, doing it simultaneously has been a great experience. I've been able to relate to the clients that I have on board, and I have a great mentor coach myself, so that when I do have questions or even that training period, there's always somebody right there to bounce questions off of, doing those three-way calls for trading purposes. It was a lot easier than I expected it to be, not knowing, kind of where to begin in the whole realm of health coaching. So it's definitely a well thought out process and program, and very doable.
Great. So in terms of how you've progressed, we talk about physical, mental, and financial health and well-being in our program. So physically, have you gotten any healthier since you became a health coach? Have you challenged yourself in any ways?
I have, surprisingly enough, without really the intent, to lose any weight or, when I sought out health coaching in general, I was hoping essentially to keep myself accountable. If I'm trying to tell somebody that, you should be healthy and you should, follow these healthy habits, then I should also be doing that. So one of the main reasons in pursuing the health coaching was, to become accountable to myself. I have two little girls, and I want them to have, a good role model too, in terms of, health and being physically active and so forth. So they were also, a driving force in that. But anyway, now I lost my train of thought because I was
talk about physical health. You've improved yourself,
yes.
Mental health, and just overall learning about health coaching and becoming your own business owner. You've now had a chance to acquire. How many paying clients do you have? Do you have an idea of how many you've had?
I have 7 paying clients at this point.
And you became a coach how many weeks ago? Do you remember how many months it's been?
It was the first week of July.
First week of July. So we're at September 17th. And so July, August, so 2.5 months, and you've had 7 paying clients, and you have earned some income on a monthly basis. Would that be safe to say?
Yes. I have earned back all of my initial investment, and then a little extra. I'm not as, eager to jump on those extra shifts at the hospital because I just don't have to.
That's great.
Kind of nice.
So mentally, it helps you just obviously gain some more peace of mind at home, just knowing that you have some extra financial resources and don't have to give up more of your time. So as a busy mom of 2 little girls and a wife, and as a full-time, you work full-time as a nurse now?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so how do you fit in health coaching into a busy schedule like yours?
It's literally it's not incredibly time consuming. I mean, you can do things. I like the comment in the nooks and crannies of your day, because literally I can be, waiting in line at the grocery store and, popping a message to someone who's inquired about something. It doesn't take hours of time to do. And I love that I can do it on the go. I'm constantly talking to people when I'm out and about and making different connections. And it's freeing in that sense. You're not tied to a desk. You're not tied to a location. You can literally do it anywhere. And it's been surprisingly really easy when I didn't think I had much time to begin with.
Well, I tell you, when you do the work and you stay coachable and teachable and you follow the plan, The plan provides very predictable outcomes, and that's what was so great about working with people like yourself that are just committed to doing the work. It's not a matter of a mystery. If you overthink the work, you don't get the results of the work. So if you were to share some inspiration, some encouragement to a nurse that's out there that's thinking, dreaming, believing that there's something else out there that can continue to use their experience as a nurse, but also let them gain more flexibility or freedom to do life on their terms and maybe give them more balance in their life, what would you say to that nurse in regards to health coaching with what we're doing?
I would say you owe it to yourself to at least look into it, have an informational call. It might seem kind of far-fetched, it might not seem like something you could see yourself doing if you're not, super keen on trying to, strike up a conversation with random people or just kind of your comfort level, but it's worth at least giving a shot to hear a little bit more about. I mean, it can be incredibly freeing, both, physically, mentally, financially, in all those aspects. I would have never guessed 2.5 months ago that I would have found such success in such a short amount of time, with the amount of effort that it's taken on my behalf. And, I wake up every day and I'm super excited about who I'm going to get to influence today and who am I going to reach out to today. And that's just, I don't know, it's great. I mean, I do that to a certain extent with patients in the hospital, but it's not quite as enjoyable, if you will.
That's great. Well, as we wrap up today, maybe pick just 2 of your clients without giving out their names or information, but would you give just a little bit of a sample of the progress that maybe 2 of your clients have had that would be a good resemblance of the progress that health coaching can give a person in their life?
Sure. So I have one client in particular who is near and dear to my heart. And I'm not certain that I should mention exactly who she is, but it's been a joy to coach her. I've known her my entire life, and she's had great success with the program. She has she has the mindset that this isn't a diet. It's not a quick fix. She knows it's a slow, steady process, if you will, but she's had great success, and she lost more than 10 pounds that first month. She's lost almost 25 inches in just her measurements around her waist and her hips. So she's really kind of an inspiration to me, if you will, that literally you can do anything when you set your mind to it. And then I have a client who just started today who I'm super excited about too, who already is utilizing those her techniques to avoid the break room treat temptations all day in her first day on program and was 100% successful with that. So small victories, but there's a process and it works. And as long as you stick to the process, it's, you'll find success.
Yeah, and that feeling of actually giving health and well-being to somebody, even if it's their first day, just seeing their eyes light up or just in their text messages or their Facebook messages, it's really so rewarding. And so thanks so much, Kitty, for joining us today. And, if you have questions for Kitty or you want to know more about the health coaching opportunity, put in the comments down below. We'd love to answer your questions, send you some more information, give you some more feedback on testimonials like Kitty's and many others that have different backgrounds and walks of life. So thanks so much, everybody, for joining us, and we wish you all a very healthy and happy day.